No.
Okay, then I'll consider that everything was crystal clear to you guys, right? I hope that was the case. So maybe this is the example which we had taken, right? I'll just open it for you guys. Look at this and now rate it once and then let me know if you guys have any questions, because I do not want that approach where we have discussed something, we have not revised it, I have not asked if you guys have any questions or any doubts, and we simply go ahead and go for the next one. We don't have to do that, right? We don't want to do that. So guys, look at this again. Try to remember whatever we have discussed. Let me know if you have any questions. Please don't wake up in the session 4th or 5th session and then say, यार मुझको तो पता ही नहीं कि सर्वर क्या होता है. I don't know what is a rack. I don't know what is networking. I'm talking about just the terms, right? Whatever we have discussed here, is it clear to everyone that in terms of networking, in terms of data center, what is networking? उसमें कितना पैसा लग सकता है, किस तरह का उसमें काम होता है, कितने resources लगते हैं. We have discussed all this, right? So any doubt, any questions, guys?
Not as of now, sir. Sir,
No,
just
sir.
one request. Can you just increase the screen size? It is 100, so if you can just increase it to 120 or
Yeah,
125.
here it is. Is it visible, readable, guys? Yes, guys. Any doubts? Nothing. So can I go ahead? I'm considering that these topics are clear for you. Uh, that what is an own data center? It is also known as on-prem. So next time when I use a term on-prem or on-premises data center or own data center, I'm assuming that I'm not assuming, I'm sure about it. You guys know, right? Because now you guys do not have any questions. So you do understand what is a data center, what is an on-prem data center, right? You do understand cloud. What is the definition of cloud? We have discussed that. All these things, koi or अपने environment में बनाता है and then they're giving it to you on rent. That is cloud. Although we are going to discuss the definition again, right? Approximate cost of a server, a hardware, server class hardware. Whenever I say server, it is implied that I'm talking about a server class hardware. That is a technical term, server class hardware, but you will never see, no one will use this server class hardware. Even if you go for your actual work environment, वहां पर भी आपको email में, even in official documents you will see server. No one will literally say server class hardware. So if I say कि मेरे server का hard disk उड़ गया है, so I'm not talking about the operating system server, right? Operating system is a software. A software doesn't have a hard disk. A software is a different thing. Software में कोई hard disk नहीं होता है. Hard disk कहाँ पर लगा होता है? A hard disk will be on a server class hardware, right? So if I say that a cost of a server, it's 2 lakh, Windows ka price definitely 2 lakh nahi hai, right? So these are the basic things which you'll have to understand. You cannot be that naive, because all the people who are joining this class or this session, you have some sort of experience. And when you go, I have spoken to most of you one-on-one, right? क्या आप टारगेट पैकेज का ये कर रहे हो, पैकेज का जो भी टारगेट है आप लोगों का, वहां पर जाकर you guys cannot present yourself as a fresher. You are presenting that you have worked in the industry, you understand the industry. So if someone says okay, that our server costs 2 lakh, right? So it is implied that he's talking about a server class hardware, not the operating system. Operating system का licensing cost 2 lakh नहीं होता है. इतना basic understanding आप में होना चाहिए, right? Because your client, when you actually go and you work, वो भी इतना elaborate करके नहीं बोलेगा आपको कि यार मेरे server class hardware चाहिए. They'll say my server is down, I want to change my server, I want to migrate my server. So they're talking about the hardware, right? I hope that is clear. Now we discussed what is Azure data center, racks. I have explained it to you. So next time when I talk about rack, right, there is a concept in Azure. Though I'm not covering it now, but I'm just explaining it to you. Right? Give me 1 minute. I'll bring the OneNote here. If someone is trying to join the room using name iPhone, so if you have shared the link with any of your friends, ask them to put the name. It becomes easy for me to understand who's joining. Right. So when I go to basics, we are going to discuss all these things. Right. And after that, there's a concept here of availability zone and availability set. Right. So to understand this concept of availability zone and availability set, I will be talking about server racks multiple times, right? Multiple times I'll be drawing server racks. I'll use MS Paint. I'll draw some server racks. I'll explain it to you. What does it mean? How does it work? So that time, please do not ask a question, what is a rack, right? I have already explained it to you. So what is a server rack? Anyone who is not aware, people who joined the last session, I'm talking about them. First, people who are joining for the first time, you can watch the video. Uh, so anyone who joined the session last time and still not sure what is a server rack? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
well,
Yes,
Now
Sorry, I
we
think
can
there
hear
was
you.
some glitch. Internet got disconnected, I guess. So I hope you guys are able to hear me. Right. And
Yes.
in my screen, is it still visible? Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Okay. My question was, we were discussing server rack. So anyone who doesn't know what is a server rack? So guys, here it is. Okay, maybe this is very small and very cheap and very low quality. This is a good one, but you will see many of them. So server rack basically is a simple thing where you keep all your servers. Look at the price, 2,50,000. Right? So you will have server racks also for 2 and 3 lakhs. So I hope this is clear. What is a server rack? What is a server? Networking, storage, backup, AC power supply, you guys are aware of. Okay. So then let's start. Now we will start, we'll talk about, specifically we'll talk about cloud, right? What is a cloud? We'll discuss about that. Let me open my OneNote. I hope this is accessible to everyone. I have given the link in the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Sir,
Right.
someone is trying to join. They have mentioned in the WhatsApp group.
Let me check. I'm unable to join. Guys, one more request. I have already told you, do not join the sessions using your phone. So please make sure you use your laptop, right? And see, this is what happens if you join late. Uh, this is what I mean, we are not able to maintain the decorum of the class, then I'll have to go ahead and check something, apply. So it's a request, join on time so you won't disturb others also. For initial, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions, we'll wait, we'll entertain this, but later on, I will not. Now today we have total 18 people. So it's not a wise idea to make 18 people wait just for someone to join, right? So please make sure you guys join on time. Right. So guys, from today, we are going to start cloud. Again, I'm not specifically talking about Azure yet. We are still discussing cloud. And you will have many questions, not many, maybe few questions we are going to have on cloud, not on Azure as of now, just on cloud. Once we go to Azure, I'll let you know that after this, we will be specifically talking about Azure. Ultimately, we'll be talking about Azure. We'll be learning Azure. We'll be using all jargons which are related to Azure. There are different jargons for similar service. I can have a different name in Azure. I mean, we definitely have. I'm not saying it could happen. It has happened already. We have a different name for similar service in Azure. We have a different name for the same service in AWS. We have different name in Alibaba. We have different name in GCP. But we are not discussing all of them. We will be talking about only Azure. We'll stick to Azure. Right? But the concept which we are discussing now, they are common across the cloud. Be it GCP, name could be different, but be it GCP, be it Google, AWS or Azure, these till here, it is same. And from here, we are going to start Azure. And on this one, I will be giving you questions also today. And tomorrow we will ask, we'll take few answers. Randomly, I'll ask maybe 2 or 3 answers. And this is how we start. Though if you are presenting yourself as an experienced candidate, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, interviewer will never ask these questions. These are very basic questions. But still, someone who's just targeting 5-6 wala package, 5-6 LPA package, and they think they are happy to go as a fresher, you might get this one. You might get these questions also, right? So let's try. Let's start then. What is cloud? Now, based on data center, whatever I have explained to you, first thing, let me enter someone, guys. Someone is again trying to. Okay, done. Right. First thing, you have clear understanding of data center, guys, right? Now, based on that, can someone tell me what is a cloud? Your definition. Forget about the official definition, right, wrong, everything. Forget it. In very layman term, let's say that I don't understand anything. You want to explain cloud to me. Before that, is it visible, guys? Do you want me to zoom in?
So it is visible.
It is visible, readable. Great. Right. Who can tell me what is cloud?
Well, I'll try.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah, please, sir.
So, as per my understanding, cloud is some server where this server can be rented to some other party, and they, by paying some amount, very little amount as compared to purchasing a server, the company can save their data on these clouds.
Perfect. So the only correction I would do, it's not a server where you can rent the server. It's a data center, you can say, where you can rent the server. Right? It's a data center. It's a joke in IT, and you will hear this many times in my training. Cloud is nothing but someone else's computer. Everything which we discussed here, we discussed that you require some amount to have this, to open an application, to run your business. You need an investor who can help you with this, right? 2 लाख का 10 सर्वर लगने वाले हैं आपको. You will require a data center, you require AC, power supply, etc., etc. So it's not necessary that everyone will get the investor. If your idea is not that strong, you may not get the investor. You will have to do it by your own. Now, investing 50 lakh at the beginning, it's not at all a wise idea. It's not even practical. It's not even possible. Taking loan, etc., it's not possible all the time. So to counter this idea, what these guys have done, these giants, Microsoft, their product is Azure. Google, their product is GCP. AWS, their product is Amazon, the company, their product is AWS. This is the oldest one, by the way. Right? Then Azure came into picture, and then GCP. And similarly, they have market share. Don't quote me on the number. It could be changed by now. I think this had 59% of stake. Azure had 39% of stake, and GCP had 12. You can always check that the number keeps changing, and the gap is it is being decreased. Azure is picking up. So GCP also. And do not even think it's just because we are learning Azure, I'm teaching Azure, I will never say that, okay, only Azure has feature. Any cloud you learn, you will get the similar packages, similar opportunities, everything. Don't worry about it, right? I am teaching Azure because I have good hands-on experience. I have been working on Azure. If you think that you're good with AWS, if you like AWS personally, feel free to join AWS, feel free to join GCP, right? So if anyone says कि यार Azure में future नहीं है, GCP में है, यहाँ पर है, don't worry about it. You will get opportunities, package, etc. everywhere. And once you learn one cloud properly, it will be very easy for you to learn other clouds. I told you, बस नाम का हेरा फेरी यहाँ वहाँ पर है. We call virtual machines in Azure. They call EC2 in AWS. So the services are same, the concepts are same. Right? Coming back to cloud. What is a cloud? Cloud is nothing but these giants. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, they have created their own data centers, very huge data centers. A company can have a data center of 2,000 servers, 5,000 servers, 10,000 servers, not more than that. Even they can't afford it. Huge companies can also not afford it because they have their own business to run, right? If it is a bank, if it is an airline, it's an airline service, it's a bank. They have their own services to run. They have their own product to run. They cannot completely invest everything on IT and focus on IT, right? So they have their own business, and to support that business, they need IT. So maximum the data center capacity, they can have 5-10,000 servers. So nahi, right? But these giants, they have built data centers across the globe. It's not only in one country, it's across the globe they have built. And what have they done? They have built the data centers जिनका capacity लाखों में है. They can have lakhs of servers at a time. In fact, they already have it. They have, again, I'll go back to my notepad. They have built data centers. एक data center में क्या क्या होगा? They have multiple racks. They have servers already. Thousands of servers, lakhs of servers are there. They are already connected via cables. Cabling हो चुका है, सब कुछ बन चुका है. Storage. They have n number of storage. Terabytes, petabytes, zettabyte में storage already कर रखा है. Backup solution, it is already there. AC to control all that building, वहां की security, power supply, ISP. They have done everything. Whatever it's needed, it is required. They have done that. And now, what are they saying? That instead of purchasing a hardware, a building, going ahead and taking an ISP plan for a year, electricity plan, etc., why don't you come to me over the internet and utilize my services? And then you just pay me as you go. It is one of the subscriptions. Okay, when you go to subscription, I'll explain it to you what is a subscription. But is one of the methods how you can use Azure. How many methods are there? I'm not talking about the technical term, guys. I'm talking about the billing, money related. One is free tier, which you guys will be using now. One is pay as you go, as in whatever I use, then only I'll pay. Pay as you go. I'm using one server today, I'll pay for one server. I'm using 2 servers tomorrow, I'll pay for 2 servers. I'm using 5 servers in 15 days, I'll use for 5. Then again, I came back to 1 server. I'll pay only for 1. That is pay as you go. Right? So that is the model they're coming up with. They said, why do you want to invest lakhs of rupees? You simply come to us over the internet, you use our services, and we'll give you everything. And you simply have to pay rent to us. There's nothing, you don't have to pay lakhs, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, कोई आपको deposit नहीं pay करना है, कुछ नहीं. A simple credit card if you have, you can come to my portal and utilize my services. Similarly, Azure has, similarly AWS, GCP, they all have same concept. Is it clear, guys, still here?
Yes.
Yes.
Any
Yes.
doubts, any questions, guys, still here? Okay.
No, sir.
So, right, good. So once you get this service, you won't have to spend all this money here. That is what a cloud is. Now, what cloud is offering? Can they only offer server और बस काम खत्म हो गया, हम server ही offer करेंगे और उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है? We don't have storage आप अपना देख लो, backup आप अपना देख लो, firewall आप अपना देख लो. No, if we do that, I will still require, then I will require 2 types of one data center रखना पड़ेगा मुझको networking वगैरह के लिए, storage के लिए, and only servers I'm taking from them. So that is not the case. So they are not only providing servers, they are providing the complete IT solution. That you want to take servers from us, you're welcome, take servers. Do you want to take backup from us? You're welcome, take backup. You want to take networking, you want to take a firewall, you want to take antivirus, whatever you can do in your own data center by purchasing, you can do it with us, you can do it with cloud by renting that amount. And then rent also, they have make it so easy and they have make it so efficient that anyone would think that why should I buy something? Because if I buy something and अगर मेरा वो बिजनेस नहीं चलता है, I'll have to sell that back. वो 50% अमाउंट में जाएगा, उसका अपग्रेड की जिम्मेदारी मेरी होगी. That is one more very big thing why cloud is preferable. Now understand one thing, guys. Okay, I'm talking about on-prem data center. I hope you understand whenever I say on-prem data center. Now you know the term, right? So when I say on-prem data center for Swiggy, so Swiggy is responsible for that data center. वो data center कहाँ reside करेगा? Swiggy के किसी office में. It can be somewhere in remote also, but ultimately it will be Swiggy's property. It will be Swiggy's headache. तो अगर उस data center का, right? If उस data center का कोई wall crack हो जाता है, as of now I'm just talking about civil work. कोई wall crack हो जाता है, कोई tile crack हो जाता है, कोई ISP नहीं चल रहा है, let's say कोई इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं चल रहा है, कोई रैक टूट गया है, कोई सर्वर ब्रेकडाउन हो गया है, लाइक और वेरी सिली एंड स्मॉल, बट इट हैपेंस अ लॉट, राइट? रैट हैज बिटन देयर नेटवर्किंग केबल, बहुत सारे चूहे हो गए, उन्होंने नेटवर्क केबल खा गए, राइट? सो ऑल दिस हेडेक, हु इज रिस्पांसिबल फॉर दैट? Because of that, their application won't work. Let's say that Swiggy चलाने के लिए I told you 200 से 300 servers चाहिए होंगे. There are 300 servers in data center, and for somehow they could not manage, और बहुत सारे rats वहां पर हो गए, उन्होंने उनका काफी नेटवर्किंग केबल खा गए, राइट. सो जो सर्वर्स एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड थे, दे वर कम्युनिकेटिंग विद ईच अदर, कोई ऑर्डर ले रहा था, कोई किसी को बता रहा था डिलीवरी पार्टनर को, वो सारा का सारा नेटवर्क ब्रेक हो गया, राइट. दे आर नॉट, देयर एप्लीकेशन इज नॉट वर्किंग. So fix this. Who's responsible, do you think? Looking at this
Swiggy
one,
itself.
whatever we discussed.
Self.
Yeah, Swiggy is responsible, right? Or unless if they have outsourced, then TCS is responsible. But TCS is just a vendor. Wipro is just a vendor. Ultimately, who's responsible? Swiggy. If it is not fixed on time, no one is going to pay Swiggy. That because your application was down, आपका नुकसान हुआ होगा. No one is doing that. Swiggy is responsible. They will have to get it fixed. They will have to spend money. Let's say TCS Wipro अगर करता भी है, they will charge them for their manpower. But जो इसमें हार्डवेयर का कॉस्ट होगा, अगर रैक कोई क्रैक हो गया है, कोई टूट गया है, कोई नेटवर्किंग केबल टूट गई है, राइट, कोई सर्वर क्रैश हो गया है, आग लगी है, कुछ हुआ, मे बी देयर एम्प्लॉय, राइट, देयर टेक्नीशियंस विल वर्क, बट इस सबका बिलिंग किसको देना होगा? स्विगी को. ऑन दी अदर हैंड गाइस, कम टू क्लाउड. क्लाउड में एम आई रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि अज्योर की किसी डेटा सेंटर में आग लग जाए या उनका कोई सर्वर डाउन हो जाए? डू यू थिंक अ कस्टमर हु इज रेंटिंग द सर्विस, is that person responsible?
No.
What do you think? Definitely
Azure
not.
is responsible.
You are renting a server. Let me show you the portal. Don't worry, I'll show it to you from scratch. Okay. This is the virtual machine I'm using from Azure. Okay, I'm using this virtual machine from Azure. Now, ये virtual machine, for me, it is just a machine, but it is hosted somewhere. It is hosted on a server. We know the server, right? I'll talk about the virtualization in a bit in next session. तो थोड़ा सा understanding और clear होगी that how are they planning to do it or how are they doing it. Right? So let's say, for example, इतना छोटा नहीं होता, but for example, this is Azure's data center. These are racks. हर रैक में कम से कम 20 सर्वर्स लगे होंगे. तो इनमें से कोई एक छोटा सा सर्वर, इस सर्वर पे भी मल्टीपल वर्चुअल मशीन्स आ जाते हैं, राइट. समवेयर हियर माय मशीन इज होस्टेड. दिस मशीन, द वन व्हिच आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट गाइस, जो मैं दूसरे इसमें बता रहा था आपको, दैट मशीन इज होस्टेड समवेयर हियर. दिस मशीन, दिस इज होस्टेड समवेयर हियर. यू वोंट कम टू नो कहां पर है, क्या है, राइट. एंड फॉर सम रीजन इस रैक में आग लग गई. So do you think you are responsible to pay for that? Do you even know ये वहां कहां पर hosted है? Last time I told you guys, do you even come to know that ये कहां पर hosted है? Maximum you come to know कि भाई कहां पर किस region में चाहिए आपको, because I'm saying कि मेरा स्विगी जैसा application है जहां पे रेस्टोरेंट सारे, I have spoken to पुणे वाले रेस्टोरेंट से, तो मेरे कस्टमर भी पुणे के होंगे और मेरे रेस्टोरेंट भी पुणे के होंगे. So I need Azure का कोई रीजन जो पुणे से करीब में हो. And luckily we have a region in Pune itself. So I'll select that. राइट. बट पुणे के रीजन में उनके पास डेटा सेंटर के 4 बिल्डिंग है. 4 बिल्डिंग में 40,000 रैक्स है. अब उस 40,000 की कौन से रैक में, हर रैक में 200 सर्वर से, किस सर्वर पे मेरा मशीन चल रहा है, आई डोंट नो दैट. तो अगर उसमें आग लग जाती है, उसमें कोई इश्यू हो जाता है, कोई चूहा अगर उनका नेटवर्किंग केबल खा जाता है, सो आई एम नॉट एट ऑल रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दैट, बिकॉज आई हैव नो आइडिया ऑन दैट, आई हैव नो ट्रांसपेरेंसी ऑन दैट, आई हैव नो क्लियरिटी ऑन दैट. तो ये सर्वर को चेंज करना, ये सब करना, हुज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी? Azure's responsibility, right? Because now we are talking about Azure, तो Azure की responsibility. In case of AWS, GCP, उनकी responsibility. Whoever is the cloud service provider, ये उनकी responsibility होगी. On the other case, on-prem में किसकी responsibility होगी?
Swiggy.
Swiggy,
Swiggy.
right, right.
The data
And
center whoever is
yes, जिसकी भी हो, इस केस में we are talking about Swiggy, जो भी कंपनी होगी उसकी. And it's not only the break fix. कई बार सर्वर्स पुराने हो गए. Here I'm talking about server class hardware. हार्डवेयर पुराना हो गया, फॉल्टी हो गया, रिप्लेसमेंट करना है, रिपेयर करना है, उसको एनहांस करना है, ये सब करना है. एनहांस करना है मतलब लिटरली रैम निकाली जाती है और उसमें रैम ऐड की जाती है. I'll show it to you. Let me show it to you right away. On prem में if you want to enhance a server, so literally इसमें से उस सर्वर को रैक से निकालना पड़ता है, उसमें से रैम के स्लॉट्स, ये these are the RAM slots. मतलब आप अपने लोकल पीसी में भी दिखता है, बट बहुत कम लेवल पे दिखता है. एक ही स्लॉट होता है, मैक्सिमम 2 होते हैं. सो दीज आर द स्लॉट्स. इसमें स्लॉट्स डालने पड़ते हैं, प्रोसेसर को बढ़ाना पड़ता है, ये सब फिजिकली करना पड़ता है, राइट. इसके लिए आपको रिसोर्स चाहिए होते हैं, एंड इट टेक्स अमाउंट, बहुत सारा अमाउंट लगता है उसके लिए. But in cloud, do you have to do that? No, you are not responsible for that. Who's responsible? Your cloud service provider. In our case, it is Azure. Azure is responsible. On top of that, guys, on top of that, Swiggy के केस में Swiggy hosting its own server और उसका खुद का डेटा सेंटर खराब हो जाता है. So दो तरीके से हिट मिल रहा है Swiggy को. Two side of impact. One is their application is down and they're not being compensated for that because it's their own problem. Plus they are spending money on their data center. Instead of Swiggy, imagine Flipkart. Flipkart का बिग बिलियन डे का सेल है और उस दिन उनके 4-5 सर्वर सडनली जल गए. What kind of hit they are taking? एक तो इनको सर्वर पे स्पेंड करना पड़ेगा और बिग बिलियन डे में when they were expecting crores का बिजनेस, वो सारा 4-5 घंटे का बिजनेस चला जाएगा. Right? There was a study जहां पे बताया गया था कि users they do not even want to wait for 7 to 9 seconds. अगर एक वेबसाइट Google पे for example 7 or 8 seconds में नहीं चलता है, so users are impatient and they will simply close and go for phone pay. Similarly, Flipkart पे कुछ मुझको नहीं चल रहा है वेबसाइट, I won't wait कि उसी पे आना चाहिए. I'll go and purchase it from Amazon. Right? So they will lose on their business, crores का नुकसान वहां पे and then यहाँ पर. On the other hand, if you go to cloud, be it any cloud, when you take a machine from cloud, right? Cloud gives you some guarantee that I'm giving you 99% of SLA. Do not quote me on number. ये number जो अलग-अलग category में अलग-अलग तरीके से ये हो गया. We will see that in detail. But as of now, I'm just trying to explain the concept to you, how cloud is different and why is it helpful and beneficial, right? And why companies are going towards cloud. So Azure says that I'm giving you 99% of SLA. What do you mean by 99% of SLA? 99% SLA को कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं मैं बताता हूं आपको. Right? 24 hours एक दिन का हुआ, 30 days, 720 hours आपका महीने का hours होता है, right? So if Azure says 95% या 99%, whatever, that depends on what kind of plan you guys take. वो हम सब डिटेल में देखेंगे. So if I say that Azure says with this plan you are getting 95% of SLA, which means इसका 95% कितना होगा guys? 684, which means in a month आपका सर्वर मैक्सिमम 36 आवर्स के लिए डाउन हो सकता है. 36 से अगर एक घंटा भी ज्यादा हो गया, 37th आवर पे डाउन हो गई अगर आपकी एप्लीकेशन, राइट? अगर आपकी एप्लीकेशन डाउन हुई, then Azure will pay you for that. Compensate करेगा Azure उसके ऊपर आपको. It's not only Azure, AWS, GCP, सब हर कोई करता है. They will compensate SLA breach का कोई जो भी आपका agreement में decide होता है, they will do that. By the way, वो सब pay as you go में जल्दी आता नहीं है. There is another kind of subscription method of using, which is called enterprise agreement. वहां पर होता है when they will give enterprise agreement only to a company who are ready to use 2000 plus servers at a time. If you say कि मुझको 2 servers use करने और enterprise agreement चाहिए, it won't work. And we'll see all those details, आराम से when we go to that session. As of now, we are just talking about on-prem in cloud, right? So don't worry about jargons, etc. That how did I come directly here? Portal में आपको scratch से बताने वाला हूँ, so don't worry. Right? तो ये मैंने सिर्फ 95% का आपको एग्जांपल दिया. Azure has plans जहाँ पे वो 99% भी ये कर रहे हैं. So if you talk about 99%, 720 monthly hours होते हैं. 99% मतलब 712. So only 8 hours in a month, 8 hours आपका सर्वर डाउन होगा. अगर उससे ज्यादा होता है, so Azure will pay you for that. So this is the benefit of cloud, guys. Is this clear now? Will you be able to explain to someone what is cloud? बाकी internet definition यहाँ पर लिखी हुई है. The official definition, you have it here. Either you can answer this or you can answer whatever now I have explained to you. इसको आप अपने words में explain करो. And trust me, as an interviewer, ये answer मुझको हर एक से मिल जाता है. Even an engineering pass student can give this answer. But the way I have explained to you, आप इसका आधा भी explain कर लोगे. There are two benefits. One is आपका impression ऐसा होगा कि हाँ, you have really worked. Second, आप एक छोटे से क्वेश्चन पे आपने इंटरव्यू को ऑलरेडी 5 से 7 मिनट कवर कर लिए and with a good impression. Guys, only 1 minute is left in this session. I am stopping the session. We will join the session using the same link. Do you guys need any break or should we continue?
Continue.
Continue.
Okay. So join the session using the same link without any break, guys. Thank you.